Hey guys. Hey Spencer. Ruby. And I'm Grace. Hey. Yeah, starting late today again. Hope you had enough sleep. I slept from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Does that count? Yeah. I'm up. I don't. This is probably gonna be a short stream. We'll see how long I can play. Yeah, I want to actually progress on the story. Oh, here we are. Yeah, again, if you guys want to check out the game, the links are all pinned in each chat, YouTube, and Twitch. Day 5. I have no idea how many, like how long these are. That's day 5 common route, so I have no idea. We'll see. Perhaps I don't at the moment, but I promise I'll let you know if I need any. You'll promise to tell me if you're struggling with anything yourself. Smile goes black for a moment, and his eyes wander away. No, or rather, there's no reason to worry over me. I should be able to take care of my studies myself. His face lightens again, and I turn the smile he gives me. Well, it's already time for class. I'm heading out now, but I'll see you, Lucy. Well then, once I'm dressed, I'd better follow after him. So, given that today's lecture only covers the theory of things I've already done and practiced, there may be better uses for my time. For now, I think I'll... Oh. I'm going with Elm's route, so we'll just go to class with those two. At the very least, I won't do any harm. It won't do any harm to hear our professor's lecture on the theory of currency markets. Oh, hey Void. Welcome to the stream. Bad, right? Thanks for the hydrate. Just started though, why hydrate already? Food is on the way, yippee. No matter the subject, our instruction at Rhino University has never lacked for scholarly expertise. Though my plans for life after graduation have occupied my time recently, I'm rather fond of my classes. I remember clearly how much I struggled when I first enrolled. But even so, I've always felt that my professors treated me with a degree of respect I didn't often receive in my youth. I remember to eat it today. I just woke up like 30 minutes ago, so I'm waiting for my food to arrive right now. Sitting for a lecture always reminds me of the feeling of hopeful uncertainty felt at 13. In many ways, my classes offered some of the first moments of stability in those days. Hey, the professor. Yeah, good morning to you. It's 3 p.m. on my end. 3:30 p.m. Not that I want to stay forever, of course, as much as I for the days when I take lunch with Cecil and Elm in the courtyard. I'll be just as glad to graduate. Alright, this game likes its long text like this, which I don't mind. I've dealt with worse. The sunlight gradually slips down from the desk and settles on the windowsill. Oh, hey, Dean. Hey, Yuki. You didn't get to make the game work, Dean? Didn't get to make the game work? He's becoming Japanese. What? The game works, but some of the words are Japanese. Oh. Scorpion Sub-Zero, hi, thank you for the follow. I think I went mad the last part of the stream. Everything was in Japanese. There's a mod for translation? Or a patch? Imagine there's no mod and Dean has to force to learn Japanese. Well, Dean, time to get your books. Oop. Like for RE3? Gwen, hi there on the YouTube chat. Twilight, hi. Hey, Scorpion Sub-Zero. Oh yeah, if you need to go rest, Dean, go rest. Like, I think you woke up pretty early for the Endwalker thing with Flo as well, right? You can just call me Scorpion. Okay. Yeah, playing an Otome game. I am my throat's probably gonna die from reading a lot of dialogues, but I'll try. Because this Otome game is not voiced. Also, it's sponsored. Devs contacted me to to try out their game, so here I am. I won't mention to her. No, you should say something before long, but sure, you know that. Yes, but it's so simple now with... Huh? What are they talking about? Don't cut your conversation short on my account. I was just coming by to see if the two of you would care to join me for lunch. Oh, certainly. What about you, Elm? Yes, the garden then. A soft film of clouds moves like spreading frost and tempest sun, leaving the garden comfortably cool and shaded in spite of the afternoon heat. A cluster of storms out sea bleeding into the horizon like a smudged canvas. Elements Cecil framed in high arc of booming Holbein sit and unpack their meals on long stone bench. Right, very flowery words. We're going with Elm's route, so I'll just... Yeah. We go there. I didn't take the time this morning to do any more than wrap up part of last night's roast. What's that? How do you pronounce that? Ooh, baguette. Baguette. Elm is staring at me. His eyes start down to the wax paper at my side and then over the Cecil's lunch. The two of you often bring similar meals and snacks. Do we? And the two of you often walk home together in the evenings. That's only because we're heading to the place because we together. Elm is staring at me so seriously. I can feel the heat rise from the cheek. Hey, girl. Yes, I remember you mentioning that. Yes, ever since we started school here, or a bit before, really. Both enrolled? Yes, is what I'd like to say, but my lips don't move. Can't I say a word when Elm stares at me like this? Girl? A girl? That's right. We came to Laurenburg as children, and my brother wouldn't stop fussing over us until we agreed to stay with him, Ambrose. But we don't walk home together that often these days. Now, not now that our schedule is different. Also, my food is on the way. I am gonna get a BRB real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get that food. I haven't eaten. I'm back. I got food. Oh, like 2 or 3 p.m. your time? Flow finished and Walker at like past 6 a.m. my time. I was still awake at that time. Well, I went to bed, but I was asleep. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna be able to read while I'm eating, but okay. At least you got sleep though. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I had to push. I had to push back my stream, but that's fine. That's fine. I can. My schedule is pretty flexible anyway. Oh my. Girl, you're staring into. Staring at him. Oh damn. Huh. Huh. I was honest with that. Damn. Hmm. I did not expect him to be honest with feeling jealous. Okay. Hi there on the YouTube chat. Not sure how to pronounce your name, but hi. Hey, Jason. Oh, huh, I don't even get a choice. Automatically just go with Elm. Huh. I hope you guys don't actually hear me chewing though. Huh. Fair. Oh, hi. Okay, I finished cheating. Let me just huh. Okay, I think I can read dialogues again. I just finished my late lunch. I take it your father was acquainted with Mr. Oh. Tom stops for a moment, surveying the angle across streets at an intersection before leading forward. Not exactly. His late wife and my mother were cousins. Oh, okay. He made several visits when I was still a child, but that stopped once Mrs. Driscoll passed. Well, if you could explore memories at 4K resolution, would be nice, I guess. But yeah, hi there, the chat. My father and Mr. Driscoll kept in touch often enough after that, but only for business. They were only ever on professional terms, I think. I see. As he one of the colleagues your father enlisted to take down the counterfeits in the past? I don't know. I assume spoke with most jewelers at the time, though I don't know how closely they worked together. Have you him? Mr. Mr. Driscoll? I'm must have, though I don't remember him very well. Not sure he'd recognize me now. Hopefully we'll be able to ask him ourselves. This is the place, is it not? We stop outside of a stately home with a polished stone pathway winding up a steep incline. A pair of tall hand-carved oak doors. Oh, wait, the door is unlocked, huh? Oh. Damp and metallic, like, oh. Totally quiet. Here in this house is as still as it is sour. I would have expected a clerk or housekeeper at the very least. But even after our third call, we received no response. I don't want to barge in too quickly in the event that he's just taking a late afternoon nap. Although I think I might have plenty to examine on the foyer here. This coat closet, for example, if he's really gone away for business, I'd expect this to be at least partially empty. Completely full with every hanger occupied. See, I don't think we should riffle around through here. We could come down at any moment. I hope he will, though I'm not sure we'll be so lucky at this point. Is that his riding jacket? Here, I don't see anything, but a loud knock at the front door shocks me like freezing rain. Someone's just outside, but I can make them out through the curtains. Is it another customer? Neighbor? If something has happened to Mr. Driscoll, then the two of us are in a precarious position. We need to hide. Oh boy. The coat closet is more cramped than I expected. Elm must have lost his balance when I pulled him in because he's leaning toward me and supporting himself on the wall behind my head. That one of his neighbors. Hey, Lucy? I don't know. Uh-oh. My hair's stuck on the door. No. Can't see him clearly, but I can feel his breath and I hear his ass sweeping through my hair. Bro. Knocking has stopped as well, but neither of us move. We wait, staring at the closet door and listening for any sound of movement outside. Elm fidgets after a moment. Hadn't noticed before, but the low ceiling has forced him to crane his neck down. It can be comfortable to hold in that position for long. And who knows how much longer we'll have to hide here before that neighbor takes their leave. I solve all of our problems simply then. The ceiling is too low, you could kneel down while we wait. That might help. Would it be too loud? I doubt it. I doubt it will be any louder than our whispers. Care of the mud though. He nods and gently removes the stained riding jacket beside him, holding it in his hands and then placing it on the floor as he slowly kneels down right in front of me. I didn't take this to girl. It's affordable. That's good. To get out of here. Why is he looking up at me? There's not much else so he could look at it in here, Allegrand. What do you mean by that? Alright, that's the whole enough. There. Finally, it takes a moment for me to catch my breath again. And now that we're not stuck in such tight quarters, I can dust myself off and find my composure again. Emma's still in the closet for some reason. He seems to be staring at the muddy riding jacket cushion. Told him to take care of it and look. Now, his trousers are covered in dry, dusty, huh? That dirt and filth is dried solid. They sold at the least. Now this as well? Em rises slowly and hangs it again, brushing a bit of dirt from his knees as he finally steps back out to the open. Especially if he's supposed to be traveling out of the city. If he just returned, mud should be fresh, though it's been days since the last. Inside me, Elm studies the room and glances back at the front door before turning to the staircase and holding a hand up to his lips. Elm hazards a measured shout, but repeated with silence once again. The neighbor at the door has gone, thankfully, and the house has returned to an eerie calm. You won't find anything else by standing here. Come on. Wait, Lucy, we should be cautious. Agree, then we can be exceptionally cautious once we find Mr. Driscoll. Oh. Yep. Yep, I thought so. Deep slashes and bloodstains so old they've almost faded black. So, huh. Not just from this, but Mr. Driscoll was certainly capable of this much himself. I'm really using past tense. Let's keep looking. Any luck, I'll be proven wrong. I was not proven wrong. Mr. Driscoll's study doesn't play host to the grisly scene. I braced myself for. There is no rotting corpse or mangled flesh, no tragic skeleton clutching its fist in anguish. No sign of Mr. Driscoll or anyone else for that matter. Instead, a calamitous amount of blood stains nearly every surface, splashed across the drawn curtains and seeping into the paper scattered across the desk and floor. A pair of jeweler's loops are caked in coagulated filth. Books lining the shelves nearby are swollen with dark stains, their pages warped and fused together. There's a suffocating weight to the stagnant air as it fills my lungs. For this moment, I saw the bloodstains in the hallway as a sign of a struggle. Now I cannot help but see each dark splotch and splatter as the dregs of a man's life. Dragged from him by force, the seep and spill onto the dry floorboards. Stack of letters most open and stained beyond reading. Isn't that Ambrose's? Well, no better than me. Finely printed return address marks it as one of Ambrose's letters, and it seems to be unopened. Looks to be the earliest letter he sent, so by that timing. As though Mr. Driscoll retrieved the letter from the post, but hadn't yet opened it. Do you see any others like this? Search the desk in vain. While I can't know for certain, I expect this puts Mr. Driscoll's presumed death somewhere between Ambrose's first and second letters. I have to ask him when he sent them to be any more precise than that. Wait, letter there. Now is it too? He must have had it in front of him when all of this happened. We both fixed our eyes on the folded paper drenched in blood at the center of the desk. Though the most notable thing about is the distinctly hand-shaped region in the center of the page. It seems to be reformed stain and gore. Or I recognize the writing, at least what little bit I can still make out. Oh. Oh, what? A shard of broken glass. Turn around to pull back the curtains, find 3 shattered panes in an otherwise intact window. Oh. This window faces away from the street, so I doubt anyone would have noticed unless they were already sneaking around. I'm not sure what have caused that damage. Was it gunfire? From the ground below? Mr. Driscoll confronted a assailant in the hallway and retreated here to the study. He might have waited in ambush for them, but then someone shot him from below, causing him to fall forward and slip over on his desk, leaving a hand on Douglas's bell. At least it seems possible enough. I have no way to know for certain if any of that happened at all. If Phil was murdered and by one person, then my suspicions about Douglas and Mr. Fairfield's death seem well founded. Justin, hi. Hi there on the YouTube chat. Seems to be. I don't know what made that sound earlier, but no one else has entered the house. Is there a back door we could use to be safe? Think so? Should hurry. We need to speak to the police. Yes, though I'm in more of a hurry to get home and wash the smell of blood from my hands. Go. Tom offers me his arm, though he feels unsteady when I take it. He must be exhausted given all that he's been through over this past week, and then to see his father's handwriting smeared with blood. On our way back toward the university, I assured him that I'll deal with the cop first myself, that he needn't worry over me. I doubt an interrogation would be of any help to him right now. I'm not eager to speak with the authorities either. Speak with Nemo and Ambrose first, then carry myself before anything to My home is on the campus grounds, remember? The greatest danger along the way is running into my brother and catching an earful of his worries. And what about you? Looked pale earlier though. Though you seem alright now. Appreciate your concern. You're one of the few people who seems to notice my moves. Wait? Not sure if I'm good at it. No, you are. Helen flashes a rare smile and suddenly recall the closeness I felt when we were stuck in that coat closet. Okay, girl. I was going to scrub away those distracting thoughts and hurry away before I start to feel any more foolish. Best of luck with your studies. Tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Night, Lucy. Up there. Oh. Cowper is standing right outside the headmaster's apartment, loitering about as if he's been waiting for me. Yes, what might be the matter? One Mr. Douglas. Heard you might have been in the building on the night he died, and we've got a few questions to ask. Nothing too serious, mind, but your cooperation would be appreciated. Of course, I'd be happy to help however I'm able. Nemo standing in the entryway, staring me down. Damn, I was hoping he would bring this up until after dinner, but he was here the whole time. Sure, he heard everything the copper asked just now. More than that, I'm Hamish's point of theory. It's not the ideal situation for a polite exchange. Lying that I had anything to do with his loitering about, I'll have you know I'm innocent on all counts. Innocent, yeah, but you're getting yourself tangled up in some shady business again, aren't you? Nemo and I, well, we're at the one another. Can't very well keep Nemo from prying now, but I do swear if he hounds me about this before I get even one bite. It smells incredible. Is that dumber duck? Oh. um. Hmm. Hmm. uh. Hmm. Croquettes? Oh, he means pretty good. Okay. uh. Actually, don't know if that. I have no idea if my choice does anything for that. We'll see, I guess, if I get the end. Oh, I'll tell him that. Rose freezes in place for a moment, his mouth falling agape before he collects himself again. Ben's in hiding, especially now when the papers. Oh. You both had enough to eat. I've already set aside Cessa's portion, so please help yourselves. I snatch my plate back before Nemo can abscond with the remains of my last croquette. Okay, sibling behaviors. Huh? Three of us turn toward the living room where Leroy rolls out of a mid-evening nap and mumbles as he trots over to join us in the dining area. Oh, dog. Hmm. Go with the soup. Sparkles. Dog. Huh. Fabric dye. Wait, remember now. It's very nasty poison. Ah. Oh. Hmm. Ooh. Raspberry and rosewater cream mousse. Ooh. Emil's returned the newspaper and he's staring at the columns detailing the deaths of Douglas and Fairfield. His eyes hang over a passage for a moment before he pulls a paper over and his brow. Papers don't have any word about Mr. Driscoll yet. No? Yes, and don't worry. We told them we knocked on his door and then noticed a peculiar odor coming from inside. The body was already gone, to be clear. I'm guessing he poked around enough to know what happened. Roughly. No one loses that much blood without needing a headstone soon after. Suppose it's possible he got away, but Nemo closes his eyes and scowls, then lets his face settle again. I'm familiar with his reaction. He really worries a great deal about my safety, and I suppose he's had good cause for it as a few points in the past. But now I'm an adult and fully capable of taking care of myself around 1 or 2 murder scenes. That's 3 dead jewelers. Coppers seem to think it's someone with a personal grudge. At least in the case of Douglas and Fairfield. What about you? I'm not sure, considering that my potential business partners keep making their way into obituaries. However, I need to find out before we add the 4th to that tally. I was afraid you'd say that. Disagree? And I was afraid you'd say that too. You're probably not wrong, but listen, Lucy. If there really is someone out there who can kill 3 of the most well-respected and well-to-do jewelers in Nuremberg, then they probably won't hesitate to go after anyone sniffing around their handiwork. Believe you'd think I'd be as fragile as any of those old others? Some of these words I don't know how to pronounce. I could run circles around them for... Oh, they could make the swing on. Okay. Nearly slip back into my childhood dialect. Oh, okay. The habit I mostly drop. But every once in a while it comes out again, and I'm bickering with my brother. Yeah, probably. Even so, promise me at least that you won't go looking into any of this alone, right? That's fair. I'll be careful too. I don't want to give Ambrose any cause to worry. For a moment, I almost consider asking for his help in the investigations. He's fairly reliable when it comes to snooping around and skulking through unsavory parts of town. Although he's a bit too vigilant. We might discuss the case freely here, the safety of our home, but if he insists on chaperoning me throughout the entire investigation, I'll spend more time in reassuring him of my well-being than making headway. It's reassuring, though, to know that he trusts me, and I doubt he'd be poking his nose around while I'm busy investigating, but I've come to appreciate the way he shows concern. I take it you've got someone in mind. Elm's face comes to mind, and I find my thoughts wandering. His father's death shook him more than I've ever seen anything unsettle him before, but if he's willing, he would be the best investigation partner I could hope to find. Clever and practical, and what's more, I feel safer. Well, when we're together, spending time with Elm is always a balm to my nerves. Yes, as a matter of fact. Oh, what is it? Trust, it's all you need to hear on that. Ambrose returns with a tea tray, Nemo's coffee, a trio of pudding dishes, each garnished with a whipped pink mousse. There you are, and I'll be right back with the cream and sugar. Get that? You've been running around all night. Take it easy, I'll handle the rest. Nemo sets a hand on Ambrose's shoulder, kissing him as he guides him down to his seat. Yes, third wheeling. You were discussing what what young man you'd like accompanying you. This for the dinner party or more casual affair? Huh? Ambrose leans forward and rests his chin on the back of one hand. He's clearly misunderstanding the situation. I do recall you've been spending more time with a few boys in particular. Still, I won't pry if you'd rather keep it yourself. He says that, but he's also staring at me with such forceful concern that I swear I feel sliding backward. No, or rather, it's true that I've been spending an amount of time with several of my friends recently, but it's nothing more than that. Oh, I see. It's always nice to see you enjoying yourself out and about in the city, but perhaps I'm mistaken. Mistaken? In what way? Classmate Elm, I believe. Been getting well acquainted recently, and it keeps coming up in conversation at dinner. Yes, Elm is reliable and a good friend. Charming, I've heard. Where? You, I believe. What? I was explaining how charming his lecture notes and explanations were. Ah, I see. I see what you're doing, Ambrose. I see what you're doing. Ambrose, I don't know if you were aware already, but Nicholas was Elm's father. I remember you as Cecil mentioned it recently. Must be a terrible ordeal for him. I nod as I scrape the soft cream off of my dessert. Hard and sweet with a faint of floral aftertaste. Elmas has always found a way to seize the key facets of the problem, and I feel confident in his ability. If I were to ask anyone to accompany me while I investigate these goings on, Elm will be the clear choice. Although, I don't want to cause him any more pain. His father's death struck him far harder than I think he ever explained. Oh. Hey, Potato! And his relationship with his twin seems to cause him even more distress, though I don't fully understand why. Yeah, hi Potato! Welcome to the stream. Yes, well, I know that's what I would want if I were in this situation. I don't know what Elm wants or what would best ease his mind. In that case, you'll have to ask him, won't you? Ambrose smiles and pours a splash of milk into his tea to swallow it. Clear that you're concerned for him, and while I don't know if investigating his father's death is the best course of action, you won't know until you talk it over with him. That's true, yeah. Right, thank you, Ambrose. You too. Glance over at my brother and he pretends to ignore me as he ruffles the newspaper. Get yourself or anybody else into a situation you can get out of. That shouldn't be difficult. At least, no more difficult than keeping you off of our shadows. Ambrose, thank you again for the meal. It was even more amazing than usual, and the raspberry cream was perfectly tart. Glad you enjoyed it. Cooking instructor will be thrilled to hear I didn't burn this batch. Bed already? Yes, I've got a lot to do, and I'll need to rest and prepare. That's only half of the truth. Between the events of the day and the conversation we had just now, I'm as tired as a weather-beaten road sign. Please tell Cecil that he shouldn't wait for me in the morning. I'll be heading out early. Leroy plods along after me as I drag myself up the stairs and into my bedroom. The exhaustion must be seeping through my bones now. I barely heard Nemo and Ambrose bidding me goodnight. Or whatever it was they just said. Yeah. Ah. I wake to the rhythmless rattling of my window. Early. Early, though the cloud-covered sky makes it impossible to tell just how far the sun has crept above the horizon. Steady rain piles up and spills windows, firing into the growing puddles on the below. Carriage passes somewhere nearby, probably the morning deliveries for the university larder. Normally, I can see the outline of a wagon or carriage approach from the distance. The sky is so dark, I only hear the sound of the beats. Or is that just the rain again? I recall Ambrose mentioning a storm coming in from the gather myself and dress for the day. I can see the pitch darkness rolling in the horizon. That's the storm we're bracing for. I'd better do all my business this morning before it becomes possible to set a dry foot outside. Oh. Dog got the tub of butter. Damn. Please, my brother has already left. Likely to feel any leaking ceilings or shore up loose shutters on campus before the storm. There's still coffee near the stove, warm enough that he must have left shortly before I woke. As much as I like to take my breakfast slowly or returning to bed, there may only be a few hours of good sunlight left. That damp gloom outside even passes for a proper light. Catch my parasol. Right as I set foot outside, a powerful gust bears down upon me and flings the door wide open before I can shut it behind me. I can see the wind will be my adversary for today. I have to lock the door tight to keep the rain from seeping in. I may have less time than I expected, but it should still be enough to pay a visit to the late Mr. office. Hmm. Oh, damn. Damn. Take a step back and drag the merchant's table with me out into the rain for to see. Naturally, the cheap white tablecloth begins to soak up the vibrant dyes, dripping off of every piece of jewelry in display. Oh, scammers. Yep, fake jewelries. Damn wife material for me. The text. Oh. 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 Means of a shoddy wooden toolbox across the street. Oh. Toolbox full of bricks and sharp metal scraps, to be precise. The handle flew away on impact and left a... Oh. Just my building, but why would anyone fill one of them one to the brim with masonry and rusted scrap? Oh. Oh. Someone pushed a toolbox full of bricks and stuff and heavy stuff on there? Uh-oh. Let me... That's something on the YouTube side. While this is happening, saving. Gonna save that. Run, should I hide? They tried to kill me and why at barely 7:30 in the morning? Huh. Someone's moving closer, like they just hopped down into a puddle. Right then, the easiest way to figure out what they're after is to ask directly. If they're alone, I can catch them by surprise. If not... They were relying on a box of bricks and gravity, then it can't be that formidable. Only my hands was shaking. Only a go. Okay. Oh, someone's targeting her now. Huh. Oh. A single glance, my eyes drinking in a nauseating glow of carnage. The building, almost as quickly as I arrive, acid bile churning in my stomach as I slip back outside. Heart is still racing, but I start to regain semblance of composure now that I'm removed from that scene of death. Despite the shock of it all, I learned two valuable new details. There was a tremendous struggle, or that at the very least significant violence involved, as evidence in the fresh damage across the walls and floorboards. Deaths bore no less than 16 gashes, some nearly deep enough to penetrate the drawers below. Rather than dispatching him cleanly, it seems the killer took vicious glee in stabbing Mr. Fairfield over and over again. Yep, oh, I hear car beep. I'll be right back. I need to go open the door real quick. I'll be right back. Uh, I am back. Ah. Welcome back. Jesus, that's a long, that's a long wall of text. Jesus. Ah. Yeah. I'm not reading as much. My throat is actually, my throat is actually dying. Ah. Damn. This game does feel like it has a lot of these walls of text. Yeah. A lot of walls of text and flowery words, which is the flowery words is fine. Because considering the setting of the story, but that's a lot of text. Oh, oh, Hikaru Sunmir, hi for the raid, and Lot, hi, Lot the Dragon, hi, thank you for the raid. Oh, you were playing Stardew. Were you playing together? You guys were playing together with Stardew Valley? Alpha, hi. How's stream? Stream has been very chill. Oh, local barrel, hi. Thank you for the raid. Hi there. Chaos and cozy vibes. You guys, were you guys playing together? All three of you? Yes. Oh, nice. How was Stardew? How far did you guys get? Hi, Dels. We're all playing together, yeah. Yeah, thank you again for the raid. For those who are new in my channel, hi raiders. I'm Shin. I'm a flower fairy, and yeah, I'm playing a Otome game right now. Was good. It's my first playthrough. Oh, yeah, but I haven't really played Stardew Valley in like a long time. I did play with some friends, but we never really got through year one, I think. So yeah, home for today. I see. Yeah, thank you again, Raiders. If you need to go do your after stream stuff, feel free to do so. we're just chilling. Like try to read as much as I can out loud, but my throat is also dying, so I'm trying to read as much as I can. And yeah, I'm playing an Otome game. This one is made by an indie developer. And if you want to check it out, the link is in the pin chat. Also, I'm trying to go for the ending for Elm, this guy. I have no idea how the game works, so we'll see if I get this good ending. I have no idea how long the game is either. Whoa. Whoa, where are we? Where? Oh, it's like a clock store, I think. Let's check on one of my father's old associates. Otome game is also... Otome game has mystery with it. I'm like... feel dumb at the moment. Don't really, not that smart to figure things out, so I'm kinda... My brain dying to brain. You're merely investigating the old counterfeiting ring in the city, are you? That's right, I am sure you've really guessed my real aim. Not sure how he'll take this. Not badly, I don't think so, at least. Talking about his family isn't something else to enjoy, though. Take it slowly. But he has plenty of time to slightly divert conversation. Or? That case? Oh. First time today, he meets my eyes directly. Gaze is tense, but he seems uneasy, or else desperate. Oh. Was he gonna ask us to investigate with him? Oh, okay. Okay. It's not because of what the clockmaker said. My ears might be flustered, but not because someone suggested that we've been kissing. That alone I could manage. Huh. And what would that be? Oh, right. Wall of text. Wall of text incoming. Yeah, try not to read these parts because they're really long. They're long paragraphs. I don't read them out loud, I read them mentally. Because those are long paragraphs, I can't. Huh? Come here often to see this. I have for some time. I don't usually come inside, but watch the clockwork run its course and how they all fit together. This may sound strange, I realize. Perhaps, but I'm fond of strangeness. Okay, girl. The things I care to understand, at least. Much more than that, I think. For me, it's not an easy thing for me to put into words. For a moment, our shoulders brush against one another as Elm adjusts his posture. Apart after a moment, though I wish we hadn't. Big changes in Elm's voice. Something that makes his measured tone seem brittle and delicate. Each year, the clockmaker here changes something about his mechanics. Sometimes he adds new buildings or a new feature like the drawbridge and steamship, but often he moves the pieces around and reorders the entire display. No matter how no matter how he rearranges it always moves together in perfect synchrony. Each new configuration flows as smoothly and beautifully, as if it were always in its perfect form, no matter what changed about it. And mar that. I remember now, Cecil was fascinated by the beauty and intricacy of the craftsman, but that's not what you were thinking of the day we visited, was it? Right. I've always admired, no, perhaps it's more accurate to say I've always been captivated by. I don't remember my mother's voice clearly, but I can almost hear the explanation she gave me when I was a child. Transformation of your very being is what she called it. Hmm. I believe she meant it as a simple explanation, but she offered it without the fear, pride, or superstition I've heard in other stories. My fascination with vampirism started there. Oh. Usually, people who are interested in vampires focus on the heightened senses or um, longevity of even blood arts. That? Yep, my throat is dying. Ah. Just straight to the point. Okay, hey buddy. Met the clockwork. Ah. Oh. 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 Owen. Hi there on the YouTube chat. Hey there. Yeah, I see your chat, yes. What does milky ice mean? That's just a flowery term to say like to describe shock expressions on the eyes. Okay. They won't. Okay, police doesn't want to answer. Okay then. Okay, wait. That's it. Wait till then. Otherwise, okay then. The Ford finally begins moving when the other coppers get a grip on the stretcher and haul it up again. He's still clinging to the corpse's sleeve. Huh. Huh. Elm offers me his arm and I take it, huddling close beneath his umbrella as we join in the grim procession before us. Play. Ah. That's a cool game. Yeah, it's an Otome game, and if you want to check it out, the link to the Steam page is on the in chat. Oh yeah. Yeah, Elm patiently coaxes Willie Ford into taking one sip, and eventually another. Time Willie Ford's bedraggled face regains some color. Words crumble in his tongue like dried cork. Willie Ford takes another sip of tea, so Elm has to help him raise it. Coppers haven't removed Willie Ford's shackles after all. They truly think him a danger to anyone right now. Hands are as real as dead branch in the blizzard and shaking hard. Wanted to make you for me. Normal to fret over people who you care for. Elm's simple statement leaves Williford stricken and deep in thought. Elm too seems to be mulling something over in his mind. It's the first stream that isn't a brainwash game in my whole FYP. I don't really play those kinds of games, so yeah. I've seen Willie Ford fussing over Rowan before, but seeing him here with Elm really does make it like part of their family. Suppose it's not surprising they're so attached to him, especially given Douglas's relative absence in their lives. How long have you been streaming? If you're talking about like the whole in general, I've been streaming for more than 4 years, probably almost 5. But if you're just talking about the stream right now, 2 hours. Dang, that's long. Yep. Oh. Who the blazes are you and what's your... Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Very rude. Damn. Rude. You speak to all the citizens of the city like this? Or is it the special service rendered to harmless old men? Whoa, okay. M lowers his voice and I mark a rare ferocity in his eyes. Damn. This attention in the room breaks as Elm and I both glance at Williford and then the recall. And I hadn't noticed in the low light, but there is a remarkable black ring around the copper's left eye. I couldn't have probably done better, of course, but not a bad effort on Williford's part. Wonder if he ever took up boxing in his youth. Okay. What the heck is that black figure? It's a NPC, just a police. That is those are it's normal when you have an NPC in a visual novel and they're not really that important. You just put a silhouette in. It's a normal thing. I mean, yeah, they're twins. Like, no shit. Isn't that handy? So you'd say the two of you are close, would you? And how is that even remotely relevant? Copper ignores me and in fact ignores Williford as well. His voice is harder now, more like the growl of a starving hound than that of a man. How much do you like drawing? Read it out from 1 to 10. At 10, because That's what I'm good at. That's also what my work is. Maybe a profoundly foolish idea, but I interposed myself between Elm and the copper. The lumbering man stops mid-stride and said, "No further questions for Mr. Williford. I'd like to escort him home. Wouldn't do have a grieving old man collapse in the station just days after his dearest friend passed away, would it?" That seems to have calmed him down, or at least set him off balance. Copper relents at last, leaving Elm and marching over to me instead. State your name in relation to this one, or I'll toss you back out into the storm. Wow, okay. Expect each and every one of us to know the goings on in the city? I'm not too proud to admit that I'm being reckless and foolhardy. This copper is a convenient target for taking out my frustrations, primarily frustration with myself. Oh, that's good to know that you like art. Yeah, good to know. Old man have lost a friend, I'll grant, but he's still got to answer for the rest of his actions. Crying out in agony upon seeing a dead child? Oh. Helm's calm statement has left the copper red in the face and puffed up like a swollen porcupine. Even now, the man is muttering under his breath to cover his own embarrassment. It's reasonable to assume that Williford is in a state of shock, owing to the recent death of his closest friend, colleague. I assure you that he meant feds. Right then, I don't want any more trouble out of any of you. Mr. Williford, if you would kindly explain yourself again. Douglas hasn't kept house staff in some years, helping Rowan since Douglas's passing. And when I saw the child, poor man Williford's eyes are wet with tears and his lips trembling. All fine and good, but why the devil would you think this horse was Rowan? Came from the forest. I almost forgot about the old folktale Williford shared with me when I first visited Rowan the day before last. Your very final wish if the world is ending? I have never thought of it, so I don't know. I also recall something that Rowan said in passing. A brief mention that I hadn't paid any mind until now. He said that some years back, a pair of children went missing in the forest. Found though, they? Loki the cat? Hi. You're on the YouTube chat. Neither of you should say another word. Surely they can answer these questions tomorrow. Certainly can. Old man's welcome to stay the night in holding. Jeremy is getting old. See, she has white hair growing. And white hair has been there from the start. I don't know, man. Look to the copper who now scoffs and glances about room for support. Finds none. Assuming it clears up this mess, bring it to the lieutenant's attention. Ford nods to himself, sip of tea, and breathes deeply. Elm, you recall that trip you took? Rowan and Douglas and Laurel? Oh. Oh. That day in the forest, father was busy hanging a hammock while our mother drew pictures of the plants and birds she saw. Drawings were really lifelike, weren't they? Billy Ford attempts to smile, and though his lips are muster more than a frail flat line. To go now, I wish you luck while becoming famous. Thanks. Have a good day then. Rowan and I ran along a sunlit path, picking twigs and branches along the way. Though I think now that our father simply wanted us to enjoy the trip. Oh, that same lark. I don't know if I mentioned that before. It was perched on a low branch just above us. It wasn't until I heard it cry out that I realized I was gone. Thought I could find a way back by tracing her steps. Milliford shakes his head and raises his hand. Too far to reach Elm's shoulder, but close enough to convey the sentiment. We're both children, and the forest is vast. Douglas and Laurel set out with the lanterns they had on hand and found Elm hour. Spent days combing through the forest. Douglas gathered everyone he could find at night, and they set out to search at dawn. Day after day, we trudged through leaves and shouted Rowan's name into the trees. Few of us got lost ourselves in the process. Douglas tried to remain steadfast and supported efforts while Laurel joined the search party herself. Each day, the sun sank and the man returned with one of Rowan's shoes. We lost hope rather quickly. Saw that. We didn't stop, but the search was different after that. Notice Elm shift again. Rock. Elm. Right? No, but I'd like you to hear the rest of what Williford has to say. Right? I want to talk to you after this. Didn't eat or sleep the rest of the day. Maybe for 2 days. It was hard to tell. None of us were resting and we stopped shouting Rowan's name. I didn't think he'd be able to hear us anymore. You found him though, yeah? Remember reading that story a ways back. Big news at that time. Yes, eventually. Unifor's voice is brave, even more defeated than when he was pleading with the officer for agency. But why? I understand that it was a harrowing ordeal, and the effort must have taken a tremendous toll on everyone. But it is perfectly well these days. Most irritatingly so, if I'm honest. Was the one who found him. Didn't have any of his own clothes on. Well, was wearing tattered rags and his hands were so stained from the red mud. Swamp, I thought he was covered in blood when I first saw him. He could barely stand on his own. Carried him back, but he kept telling me to wait. Go back. Why's that? Did he not want to be found? No. No, he was happy to leave the forest. He kept telling me to bring back the other boy. Oh, mic check. Oh, hey, Spencer. Hi. Hey, Shimmy. Thought perhaps foolishly, but I thought it was a hallucination of his. The entire way home, he begged me. Struggled, but he was too weak, and I was afraid that if I let him go, I might lose him again in underbrush. I was so certain he had conjured some imaginary figure in his dress. He insisted that he wasn't alone all that time. There was another boy who looked like there, wandering the forest. That's kinda creepy. At the time, I even considered turning back. If there really were another child, I was signing him to death by leaving Rowan. I didn't turn back because I was terrified. Let me reset something on the YouTube side. Okay. When I saw that body, I could only remember how Rowan looked that day. Covered in leaves and filth. When the Ford's voice shatters at last, I tries and fails to stifle. Now places a hand on Wilford's arm. Keeps his grip firm until Wilford gains his composure. Quite finished with the man? One last question. Known Rowan quite a while, yeah? For years? He ever strike you as a particularly ambitious sort? This Helm's hand tensens up, to the point that Williford flinches. His grip relaxes on another moment, too quick for the copper to notice. At least I hope that's the case. No, he was always very diligent about his work, but I say he was overly ambitious. How about vindictive? The sort that might hold a grudge? I'm not mistaken. You said you only had one last question, officer. If Mr. Williford answered it to your satisfaction, then. Huh. Anyone of you three so much as raise a hand against an officer again, even if it is a fit in a fit of mania or some such, maybe staring at iron bars. Understood? MC has some sass. Hopper heads back into the interior of the station and nearly knocks over the mopping set on this way. Good riddance. Williford was there at the manor this morning? Oh, he must have been, yes. I believe he went out on some errand before the rain picked up. Thought he must be back there by now. Oh, hi, Mimi. Hi there on the YouTube chat. Uh, huh. Elmo averts his eyes, staring down at the mud wire that the road. Huh. Hmm. Fire crackles as I spirits kindling with an old broad iron poker. Above me, the grand portrait of Douglas surveys the parlor and sees at times to fix his gaze on. Aw. my head and slowly coax my body back into the chair. Nerves, that's all. Oh. Oh, he hasn't really responded. Oh, not a word. Tom picks up the cup and saucer, holding them in line of Rowan's vision. No, Yuri? No, this is an Otome game, so, no. This ever happened before? You seem to know help him. Far better than I can, at least. No, I've never seen Rowan like this. I think I know what caused it, though. Earnest and apprehension ripple across Rowan's face before he settles back into stone-like silence again. Clifford saw it too. Walked him to his home after he had some. He was worried about you. Elmstone is boarding nor solitary. And yet every word rings clear and true. That is another of Elm's particular talents. He's not given into flattery or falsehood. Even simple encouragement carries the weight of certainty. All of this, however, I cannot help but notice that Elm is taking great care not to cross into the field of Rowan's vision. Remember when we were there in the forest, the day we were lost? You had a great bundle of twigs in your arms, so many you could hardly see the way ahead. Told you to drop a few, but you insisted we needed a branch. Said what? Said, hey. Elm closes his eyes and waits. Once eyelids fall. Nearly jumped from my seat. Rowan's voice is dry and coarse, as if he must feel each syllable loose from old floorboard. Elm's eyes widen as well, but didn't move. Quite cold. I did. Keeps that action in near total silence until he speaks again. Huh? Huh. Smile crosses Elm's lips, though it faced. Father had you bundled up so tightly when you got home. Thought he meant to bury you in quilts. Recall the day Williford nearly threw our second cousins out before they could even take their coats off? Oh, he's calming down, I guess. I'll help if that's alright. Elm nods to me and heads for the kitchen, though I can hardly step before I hear my name again. Oh. He hasn't so much as acknowledged that I exist since we found him, so it's no wonder if I nearly jumped out of my stockings when he looked up at me. Oh. No? As well as expected, I think. He is taking your father's death hard. One lowers his head and slouches over ever deeper into his chair. And his studies? Exceptionally keen. I think he's more fond of teaching than our professors are. Good. That's good. Some effort. Rowan pushes himself up and stands on his wobbling feet, holding the arm of his chair for support. Gradually composes himself as a peer might prepare their marionette for dance. Well, I do apologize for the shock I gave you. I think I might retire to my room for the day. Unless there are any pressing matters that might need. Oh, okay, he's. Well, he kinda backed off me smiling. Ah, Rowan left to rest in his room just moments ago. Doing much more stable now, thanks to you. Elm stares down at the kettle in his hand for a long moment and then delicately sets it on his tray. On him later. Hardly something you need to thank me for. I've done it even if you had asked. Even so, I find myself continuously grateful to have you nearby. Say that I help, but I don't know what I'm able to speak with Rowan had he not been here. Me? I hardly did anything beyond staring the fire. When you're near me, same room, I feel more capable of confronting difficult things like that. If I were alone, I don't think I would have managed. I had to have help happening to me. Has the exhaustion today finally go? Feel as if I might melt through the floor and seep into the bedrock. Hey girl. Not surprising, those slobbering boars will pick the most convenient suspect before they'd ever pick the most likely one. Damn. Savage. Already done a great deal and gone through even more trouble, but I can manage this without you. Oh. Oh, oh. Okay. Hmm. Oh, okay. Oh, hmm. Oh, we're in Elm's route now. Okay. Well, it's been 2.5 hours, and I did say it's gonna be a short stream for today. So I'll just have to continue this next week. So I don't think my throat can read more. So yeah, I'll be ending stream for now. I need to also rest more. Tomorrow, though, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be streaming. We'll see if I think of anything. I don't have plans tomorrow. Let's look someone to raid. Let's go raid out to Sandra. She's doing Endwalker right now, so like, what part of Endwalker is she on? Oh, she's in Baja. Let's just raid out to her. Yeah. I'll see you guys Thursday, probably, most likely, if I'm not gonna be streaming tomorrow. Yeah. Let's go raid out to Sandra. Yeah. If I can't think of what to do tomorrow, I'm not gonna stream. So we'll likely be seeing each other on Thursday for PSO2 with Kana. Yeah, for now I'm gonna go rest more. Yeah, I'll see you guys I'll see you guys. Bye bye guys. Thanks for hanging out.